Ryan Little.
Hey everybody, this is OG. Welcome to Building Greatness. Another episode, another day, doing big things, great things here at Genesis Radio. I want to thank again because I've been going. This is almost about a year soon. In like 3 more months, it'll be a year. Being on Building Greatness.
All right.
And I'm so happy to be here and have all the different guests on here. I want to appreciate all my former guests that came on the last couple of weeks. Brandon Scott, Lewis Nicholas, Dan McDaddy, Grandmaster, and a lot of other people. And I want to thank also Kevin Kidd and Terry Pickering. I hope you're all right. Stay strong. Get healthy. We need you back here at the helm of the ship. All right. Today we have a very, very special guest. Very special guest. The woman who helped me get to this station, helped me get myself out here known. She's known as also a.k.a. Mama C, a.k.a. Deborah Kofer, and a.k.a., my inspiration, Ma, So we have her on today. Again, very special part of me even being here at the station is because of her. And I want to, let this show, be about her and whatever. We're just going to chat like we always do.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, OG. You and I always have very deep and very intricate conversations about life and about success, about building greatness.
Yes.
I think that's what we've been about probably all our lives,
Yes.
Before we had a name for it, we were working toward doing great things and building not only opportunities for ourselves, but for other people as well.
Yes.
And I think that's so important. People need to understand that, it's not just about the dream you have. What about the dream somebody else has? And how can you be a part of helping someone else to manifest their own dreams?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so very important. Like the saying goes, each one teach one. I think it's so important that each one reach for one, reach for another.
Right.
And just allow us to kind of climb that mountain of success together.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? I think when there are people you love and care about and who love and care about you on the journey,
Mm-hmm.
it makes for a fabulous time. I mean, yeah, it's difficult. Building greatness is difficult. I see why people don't do it, because the intricacies of it is mind-blowing. And I think in some cases, there's just no words to describe it. I mean, I have my days when I'm like, oh my God, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
But, I sit back, chill out, give myself time to exhale a little bit, rest up if I need to, and get up and keep going. Even if I have to take baby steps. I mean, it's not all about taking leaps. Every now and then we can take a leap, but most times we're crawling.
Absolutely. And one thing about building greatness is that it's a selfless deed. Most of the time, you're not going to get rewarded for your efforts. You may even get pounded into the ground for your efforts, get betrayed, get your throat cut. But as long as you're durable, like a Tonka toy,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
you know what I mean? And you can pop up, but you're resilient. You pop back up no matter what. And we're indestructible. That's the problem.
Takes a licking, but keep on ticking.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's the key. Because there'll always be haters, doubters, people who will find ways to make your life miserable.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't give them the energy or the opportunity to do that,
Mm-hmm.
if you maintain that level of control over your own life,
Right.
and learn to steer clear of the haters, the betas, the terminators, and all of the haters, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes it so much easier to keep going when you have to constantly use your good energy to battle the forces that are against you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes life so much harder, and it certainly makes success a lot harder.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that you know, a lot of people think success is some easy slide-in way. You know, you just do it and you just do these steps and you're successful. You know, all those people offer those people those sorry, empty bags of garbage out there. No, success is not that easy. It's not a pyramid scheme. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's not
It's
some
not
motivational...
a multimedia marketing scheme.
Exactly. It's not some motivational speaker telling you to become something you're not. If it's not in you, it's not in you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You have to go with what you're passionate about. Because if you have a passion for it, you will do it even if you're not making any money and or until you're making money.
Yes.
You know, so you first have to have a passion for what you're doing. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to discipline yourself. I think that's very important. A lot of people, particularly black folks, we're not as disciplined as we need to be.
Right.
And so, you know, we do this and we do that and we do a little bit more of this and we do a little bit more of that. And sometimes we just don't realize that we're not disciplining ourselves enough to stay in the fold while we move forward. You know, our minds are shooting all over the place. We're all over the place, like crazy energy. You know, so you have to stay focused. There are a lot of things that can happen in life. A lot of people who think they have the answers for you, and most of the people don't have the answers for themselves. So you've got to be clear about who you're sharing your vision with, who you're interfacing with, who you are spending time with. I'm very, very particular about who I spend my time with and how I spend my time. Because at 63, for me, the rest of my life is going to be the best of my life. But in order for it to be the best of my life, I have to make sure that I'm not wasting time with people who are time wasters. And there are a lot of time wasters out there.
Yeah, but again, these people, like I said, we learn through the process. They're easy to detect. When we detect them, you know, move them out the way.
Absolutely.
Because, like, you know, I'm kind of like a freight train. You know, either you're on the train with me, but if you are in that track in front of me, you can forget about it. You're obliterated. If you get on, try to jump on after I took off, you ain't gonna catch me. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that as long as we keep on keeping on, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have these things. We're gonna have people who are either have some ulterior motives that are not aligned with the ultimate. You know, I don't mind people having ulterior motives. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having a motive for what you do. You know, that's only common sense. When somebody says, "I don't have no motive," they're lying. Because I have a motive. I have a motive for everybody in my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I got to be useful to everybody in my life, as well as them being useful to me. When there's not floaters like, "Oh, I'm just hanging around."
Right.
No, how am I useful to you, Mama C? How am I useful to you, Dutchie Bang over there? How am I useful to Genesis Radio? How am I useful to the people around me? And that's what makes my journey and my mission one of the most powerful, is because I'm worried about how am I useful to the elements around me? Where do I make that mechanics work better?
And that's the way to think. I think that a lot of people just don't think on that level. Because a lot of folks are all about the me, myself, and I. And
me, myself, and I.
They're about the me, their agenda reads 1, me, 2, myself, 3, I. You know, and so they're not looking at how they intersect with other people in life in general.
Right.
They have one agenda themselves, and they don't understand how their agenda interfaces with somebody else's agenda. Maybe it doesn't. So you really have to have a clear sense of how you're going to work with someone, or if you can work with someone. And I tell people, if it doesn't work for you, erase it and keep it moving. You don't have to try and force something, because when it's right, it's right. Okay? I always say there are 2 definitives in life: good, bad, yes, and no. The 50 Shades of Gray represents some level of bullshit.
Right.
Okay, and you got to decide whether or not you're going to align yourself in that gray area. And a lot of people do, and they spend a lot of time trying to figure out where they're going. You know, they walking around in the fog. They can't see the forest for the trees. They, ain't got a clue.
Right. And those people are going to be, and that's who they are, and that's who they're designed to be.
Absolutely.
But when you're pioneering, You know, it's a selfless deed. Again, building greatness is more of a pioneering mechanism. It's a platform that each individual people represent different blocks that build our community, our world, our civilization, make it a better place. Somehow. Because we all can't do the same thing. But we're all different mechanisms in that machine.
Right.
And so, you know, when we decide to take on this course of action to be something that you're going to build greatness, you're not going to look for it, you're not going to ask for it, you're not going to beg for it, you're not going to sit around and wait for it. You're going to build it. Then you have to take on responsibility and all the shortcomings that come with it. Because it's not easy. Yes, like I said, you are going to deal with people who don't, but that's okay. That's what they're designed to do, is test your will to see how strong you are and what you're really doing.
How determined you are to achieve no matter what.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You know, and some people are, it's not so much that people, not everybody has a bad agenda. Some people just can't see the vision. A lot of people I notice, they don't have any foresight.
Absolutely.
They can't see the vision. They can't see ahead. They can only see what's going on in front of them. There are times I'm like that too in life where I just kind of look what's in front of me because so much going on. But if you're ultimately trying to build something great, you got to be thinking steps ahead. You got to be playing three-dimensional chess. You don't have time to be like, I can't use that. Why are you over here? What are you doing? No. Every piece is useful. Figure out how these pieces work together.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And, you know, it's not just about foresight. It's also about insight and hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at what's happened in the past. Mm-hmm. How does that relate to your present and how you're attempting to get into your future? Mm-hmm. And so every breath you take is a future moment. Mm-hmm. And so you got to understand that you've got to develop a level of insight, hindsight, and foresight, and understand how these three things work together in order to manifest whatever it is you are striving to achieve.
That's it. And all those elements that come into your life to give you that boost, to give you that nudge, you know, like sometimes, you know, like me, like I was like, I don't know about this whole, you know, media thing. And you were like, come on to the radio station. Mm-hmm. You come into the radio. And we started like at 96.7. That's where I went. Then you were like, OG, we doing something big at Genesis. Then we came to Genesis, and Genesis is where I took off at because I was surrounded by some good people. And I had some good energy, and we had Sister Chat. A Sister Chat was like right there, you know, gave me an opportunity to see how it all works. Because you have so many different personalities on Sister Chat. Right. It allows you to see that these different personalities work in unison so well together.
Absolutely.
You know?
And it's about blending. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to figure out where you belong, first of all. Mm-hmm. And then in the process of understanding where you belong, you have to effect that blending process where you work well with those around you and they work well with you. Mm-hmm. You know, I always say that if, you know, somebody's giving me hell, I'm getting the hell out, you know, because that's not what life is all about. And let me just say, while you're building greatness, life is going to beat you up and sometimes beat you down. Mm-hmm. But you've got to be more determined mm-hmm. than to allow yourself to fail. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with failing because that tells you what you shouldn't do. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next time you say, okay, that didn't work. And I believe in the mathematics of life. You add something, you subtract something, mm-hmm. you multiply, you divide. What is it that you need to do in order to come up with the right formula for your life or for whatever it is you're trying to manifest into your life? It's a process that you've got to do that introspective thinking and the analysis that goes along with it in order to understand, okay, what move should I make first? Mm-hmm. A lot of people are just too daggone spontaneous. Mm-hmm. Whatever they want, they jump out there. They don't give it any real thought.
And then there's no plan. Like
and there's no plan. There has to be a plan. I mean, even
and a multi-dimensional plan.
And a multi-dimensional plan.
So it's not like just we're going forward, but while we're going forward, we're actually going up. We're going backwards. We're going across. We're cutting corners. Because life is not built in a straight way.
Absolutely.
You know, life is built in different segments.
It's almost like a Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
Life is like a Rubik's Cube, you know?
Yes, I was just getting ready to say. And something like on that level.
Yeah, and so one of the things I always say to people is that you've got to learn how to maneuver around, rise above, and soar beyond other people's limitations and even your own. Because sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. You know, well, I can't do this. Oh, this is too hard. Oh, what will somebody think about me? The hell with it. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. It's all about what I think about myself. If I'm feeling good about me and that I'm capable of achieving, I'm going to keep on going. You think what you want to think. I'll see you later. Goodbye. You know, and I keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because, you know, no one has control over your life unless you give it to them.
Yes.
And that's the problem. A lot of people give their power over to other people, and then they wonder, oh, what's wrong? Why aren't things working out for me? Because nobody can work your life out for you. You must do that.
Yeah, and again, it is a process. It's the same process it takes for life to occur. There's a labor pains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are labor pains in discovering who you are.
Yes.
There are labor pains in dealing with your own setbacks, with your own issues, and dealing with the reality of the world. And sometimes that comes with age. Sometimes that comes with experience. And, you know, I'm not going to say it just comes with age, because I know people of age who are not mature and have not figured out, you know, the mechanisms of life to actually move through and operate efficiently.
Right.
So, you know, you just have to find your slot and know that it's all by design, and that you have the ability to design your own greatness. You do. But you got to believe in it, number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in it. You got to surround yourself with people who believe in you.
Absolutely.
You know?
And it has nothing to do with your gender, has nothing to do with your age, because at 63, I'm moving forward in the process of building greatness. I could be like a lot of women or a lot of people my age saying, oh, well, I'm too old and I don't have enough energy and, you know, I'm too tired.
I can't even see that with
you. Know, yeah, when I get tired, I rest and then I keep it moving. You know, I mean, there's an answer for everything. If you're too tired, rest. And there's no such thing as too old. Okay?
Yeah,
that's a mentality that people need to dump. That's garbage, okay? You gotta know what's garbage and when to dump the garbage.
Absolutely. You have to understand the universe follows your mental wavelength.
Absolutely.
So if you resonate old and age, the universe is going to bless you with that. You know what I mean? But if you resonate, you don't even focus on that. You resonate on health and wealth, like, you know, dare to be healthy and stuff like that. When you focus on these things, the universe has a way of nudging things in your life so you can put in your path, so you can start picking up these things on your path to move towards that greater destination that you've already perceived.
Absolutely.
Now it's coming together manifesting.
You know, and you know, if something doesn't work out for me one way, I move it quickly. I don't sit around whining and moaning and groaning, feeling sorry for myself because it didn't work out this way. I'm like, okay, it didn't work out that way. Next, I'm moving on. You know, I mean, I think we spend way too much time and energy on the wrong things. You got to keep a positive attitude. That negativity is poison. The more, and I wrote an article recently called "Don't Eat the Garbage." Okay, and you know it's true. Stop eating the garbage. You know the negativity. All negativity is garbage. Yes, negativity serves a purpose, but you got to recognize that it's designed more to challenge us than it is to destroy us. It's just that most people allow negativity to destroy them.
Yeah, and negativity is there as you could say the same thing as gravity. It's there to give you either a counterweight, or it's there to put pressure so you can have something to push off of you to build that muscle.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So there's nothing wrong with negativity. It has a place in this universe. We live in a polar universe, night and day, hot and cold, man and woman, like
good and bad.
Good and bad.
Exactly.
Like we live in a polar universe. But we have to learn how to operate those polars like a gyroscope so there's balance.
Absolutely.
You know
And balance is the key. You've got to create balance in your life. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to produce imbalance. And the moment you start producing imbalance in your life, that's when things start to go wrong. Your health, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being, everything starts to get out of kilter. You've got to keep things balanced so that in the process of moving forward, you're not leaning in a direction that's taking you down as opposed to helping you to stay balanced as you move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So those are the exercises that you got to do to build up that greatness within yourself. You know what I mean? It's a simple process. You know what I mean? You can take the good with the bad. Like I said, we can take experiences that have a negative impact on us and use them to, like you said, to say this way I won't go.
Right.
Because I've already experienced that, so I know not to go there.
I know this doesn't work, okay? So I'm going to extract this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to subtract this from my life. I'm going to add this with the hope that it'll be the factor I need.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I'll subtract that,
Mm-hmm.
add something else until I come up with the formula that works.
I like the way you say that, the formula, because I always look at life as mathematics.
Oh, it is.
You know, supreme mathematics, and also it's biology and physics, you know, and mechanics. And when you know the mathematics of life, when you know that every step you take, there's a reaction from that. You know what I mean? And the deeds you do, there's a reaction, a return on that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's all mathematics, and you create these formulas that help you, you know, walk on this path in life and get to the points. And again, like, we're here to really help other people. You know, a lot of people don't believe that. They think they're here for themselves, but they want to go to church, and they want to go to this, and they want to see how other people have given their lives, but they don't want to give of themselves.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they go into onto these paths without any certainty about where they're going, or even a clue, and they end up in the potholes and pitfalls and the black holes, and then they peek up and say, "Oh, what happened? What happened?" Well, you've got to use that weapon, that tool called the brain.
Oh, yeah.
In order to assess whether or not you are moving in a direction that is productive rather than counterproductive.
Right.
But, you know, we don't always know the answer to that, but if you give it some thought and you step out there and you're being mindful as you continue the journey, things will there'll be signs whether or not you're moving in the right direction, whether or not this is a good choice. There's signs. People don't pay attention to the signs.
Yeah, and that's it. And so, you know, again, recognize those signs. You know, recently I just, I actually deactivated and shut down the Youth Voice Collective show that I had on Saturdays with the kids.
Right.
For one, I gave it my all. I did everything I needed to do to make that happen. And again, it took more. Again, it's like one of those things. It takes a village to raise, and it takes a village to maintain, you know, young pioneers that are doing something great.
Absolutely.
I didn't get the support I needed. I did get some support, and I'm grateful, because quality is more important than quantity. And there were people who supported me, like you were always there, Mom. There's a lot of other people, you know, who supported that show in whatever way they could.
Right.
And you know, again, like I said, it wasn't meant to be. When you see something's like it's such a struggle, takes more energy out of you.
Absolutely.
Then it's time to go.
It's time.
And I don't care how good it sounds. You know, I don't mind. See, I'm a result of a person who knows transition very well. You know, in recovery very well. I can recover from any kind of thing. When something ain't right, boom, out, next, what's on next play. I don't got time to sit there and whimper about what didn't happen.
What didn't work, exactly.
You know what I mean? It didn't work because it wasn't supposed to work.
Absolutely.
Next, you know what I mean?
And you know what, OG, sometimes it is not its time.
Right.
You know, and people have always said to me, you're way ahead of your time. And I realized that I have been, so far, I'm a visionary. So I can see so far into the future, and sometimes I begin the process of living in that future, but I look around and ain't nobody with me.
Exactly.
There's nobody with me because nobody's thinking on that level, or maybe there's only a handful, maybe a couple of fingers, you know, of people who think on that level.
Right.
And so, you know, sometimes we have to slow up a little bit in order to give other people time to catch up.
Exactly.
You know, and that's okay. You know, I've learned that it's okay. I don't beat myself up. I don't get frustrated over what doesn't happen. I often realize, hey, it was good, but it was not its time.
Exactly.
There's a place and a time for everything. And when we understand that,
Right.
then it humbles us.
Right.
To the degree that we can hold up,
Mm-hmm.
fold up, pack it in, and move it out when we need to.
Mm-hmm.
You
Absolutely.
know? So very important.
Yes.
Because, everything that we do, there's a dynamic that surrounds it.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding that dynamic and giving some thought to why something didn't work. Well, maybe it wasn't supposed to work. Maybe it wasn't its time.
Or maybe that was the calisthenics or the warm-up before the big day.
Before the big bang.
Exactly. You know?
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
it's
There's always room for improvement. The universe, there's nothing in the universe set in stone. First of all, there's no such thing as perfection. Let's just kick that out the door.
absolutely.
And there's nothing set in stone. The only thing that's set in stone is stone itself. But everything else is modular. You could malleable, modular, and mobile. You know what I mean? I like the 3 M's, So, stay mobile. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And, I'm just sitting up there because my thing's going low. How's that possible? I don't know. I'm in charge of this thing. But I'm not worried about Instagram. If we disappear, you got some of the clips.
Absolutely.
But we still got Facebook running. So, but my thing is, like I said, is that I like to redesign. I like to re-engineer. I like to, some people say, like, reinvent something, reinvent yourself. I'm good at that because I've been through so much. And it's like, if I didn't reinvent myself, I would not be where I am today.
I have reinvented myself so many times that, when I sit back and look at the process of my evolution, I really understand that evolution is a continuum, which means that you grow in the process.
Yes, you
so,
do.
I'm not who I was yesterday, last week, 10 years ago, because evolution dictates that we continue to grow. The problem is a lot of people don't want to grow. They're comfortable where they are, and even if they're not comfortable where they are, they refuse to move. Why? Because they're afraid of the unknown. Most people live what I call a fear-based life.
And again, that's their design.
That's their design, and that's their choice.
Exactly. Some people are designed to live, or they're at a certain stage of development in human development.
Right.
We don't want to go too deep, and I might have to go deep on this show.
Go deep.
You know what I'm saying? I try to keep that out. But
you and I go deep, and hopefully there'll be people out there who understand.
Yeah, and if you do understand, you do want to call in, we have the number, 888-304-4401. Don't hesitate to call in and join the conversation with Deb, Mama C, Ma, and OG from Building Greatness. Don't mind, you can jump in on conversation. Everybody's
Absolutely.
welcome.
Absolutely.
If you feel like you can handle it, good. If you feel like you can't, then stay silent. You know what I'm saying? But we're looking for people who can handle the conversation.
Absolutely.
We are humans. We are spirits living in a human body.
Absolutely.
We're borrowing this body. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the bottom line. And while we're borrowing this body, there are tasks that have to be done
Absolutely.
on Earth.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And on this journey.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have the body. It's not just to comb it, look good, and all that stuff. It's here as an instrument. It's here as a suit. The same way you put your clothes on in the morning, you put on this flesh suit for the lifetime you're on this earth. For the lifetime for this journey.
It keeps you grounded, okay? Otherwise we'd be floating around like particles of energy.
Yeah, like gas and dust and, all over the place.
Absolutely.
So it kind of keeps us grounded, centered, calibrated, and it gets a lot of different mechanisms to work together, like your organs, your cells, working together to perform one task. Keep you breathing, keep you seeing, keep you tasting. Everything that your body does, digesting, processing thoughts, is all a part of this machine that many little mechanisms came together to do.
And I can't stress enough that if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. Wasn't that Johnny Cochran who said that, or whatever? If something doesn't fit, don't get angry and struggle to make it fit. Because like that demonstration of the square peg in the round hole. We have a caller?
We have a caller.
All right.
Hello, caller. This is Building Greatness. How you doing? What's your name? Where you from?
Hi, Building Greatness. It's Cornelia from New Jersey.
Hey,
Hey,
Cornelia, how you doing? Our favorite, this is one of our favorite
Our
callers.
favorite callers, exactly. I mean, she can swing with us, so that's good.
Yes, indeed.
I love the both of you so much, and I always enjoy both your shows.
Mhm.
But it's so interesting, when you talk about, different places in your life of where you are. And I say to myself, I wish I knew before what I know now. So now I'm motivated, I have the wisdom, I have the energy, the excitement to really fulfill my passion.
Mhm.
And it's just interesting how you just go through these phases in your life where you're going through things to get you to where you are now. I'm so grateful for this space that I can really appreciate it now.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely. I tell people, I'm 63. I can't wait for my 70s. I mean, it
Yeah.
started, once I hit 50, it all started to make sense. Excuse me. It
Yeah.
all started to make sense. And,
Yeah.
as it began to make sense, I learned how to navigate better.
Yes.
And
Yeah, yeah,
to see things I couldn't see when I was younger. I can hear things I couldn't hear when I was younger. I can sense and feel energy in people around me in a way that I couldn't when I was younger. But it takes a lot of work and a lot of self-work in order to get to that place in our lives. And then it takes continuous work to continuously evolve in our manhood and womanhood, and it becomes a true magnificent journey at that particular point in life. So I'm excited about life.
Yes, and that's how I feel right now. I'm just at a point in my life I am loving it. I'm
Woo,
retired.
me too.
I love my age, 67. I'm happy in my own skin.
Mhm.
All of that. But it's a journey. It's a journey that you're going through. And sometimes you're down, sometimes you're up. And I'm just at the point where I am just, for me, the sky is the limit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And let the not even the sky, let the universe be like there are no limitations to what you can do, the things you could touch, the people you could touch.
Absolutely.
I can't even wait to have you on the show, get you up here to be on the show. We got to make that happen real soon.
Absolutely. And we got to get her on Sister Chat with us, because that would be a dynamic
Oh,
dialogue.
my gosh.
Come out the dynamic duo there.
Really, you have inspired so many people with your words. The things that you talk about, the programs you have, the people that you have on. So I just thank you, because this is a totally new, this is new for me to be, to listen in and, interact. So thank you, and God bless the both of you in your endeavors.
Thank you, and we love you dearly.
Yes,
and
we do. Love you.
look so forward to continuing our evolutionary process along with you.
Yeah, and thank you for helping me in my evolutionary progress too, Miss Wright.
Well, Devin's helping you now, but I know I helped you before.
Yeah, Cornelia, I'm doing my part now,
We're giving back.
You know what, Deb, whenever Odie's talking about you, he is so, he's so excited. He loves Pennsylvania, being there, and I think you have a big hand in that, and really opening the doorway for him.
Aww.
And you know what, he has always been innovative and a very smart guy. And so I just look forward to it every week. I'm listening out. Every day I like the messages you leave on both your Facebook pages.
Thank you. And you know what? He's an innovator, and what he needed was to be around other innovators, because his talent, his gifts, his energy, all of that is fueled when we are around people who have like minds and who are encouraging, inspiring, and help us to get to that next level, because it's not just, again, about us. It's about us collectively as a body of people. And once you understand that and understand what your role is in somebody's life, and you step into that role and you do what you're supposed to do, oh, that is such a fabulous experience. I mean, I'm loving it too. So
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it unfold and seeing it unfold. It's really making me. I'm happy to see that.
Awesome. And you know what? We're here to support each other's happiness and enhance each other's happiness. I tell people I've decided I'm going to live happily ever after for the rest of my life. And anybody who doesn't go along with that program gets kicked to the curb, because I have the power to decide how I'm going to live my life. And if you don't want to fit into that mode of supporting and encouraging and expanding my happiness, you have no room in my life at this point.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to have you up here, Miss Wright. I cannot wait to have you on the show.
I want to thank you and peace out.
All right,
Peace out to you, my sister.
Stay tuned
Much
in.
love.
Thank you for tuning in. Our greatest supporter.
All right, bye now.
Bye.
All right, later.
You see, that's what it's all about. You know, it's all about encouraging each other. It's all about inspiring each other. It's all about when we have to, holding each other up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in whatever way we can. You know, but people are so in strange places that they don't get that, and because they don't get that, there is a lag in the process of growth. And evolution in this world we live in. And we're here to straighten that out, but not everybody is cooperative.
Yeah, and the return on the formula. You know, return on the mathematics. You know, when you put out, you want to get back. A lot of people I hear them say they work hard. You know, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with working hard. I mean, I prefer to work smart. I don't like working hard.
Work smarter, not harder.
I think my ancestors worked hard enough. I'm working smarter. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because I'm not interested in working hard and giving blood, taking, you know, and all this. None of that. You know what I'm saying? I like to work smart. And sometimes in the process of doing things like building your own business or doing your own thing, you will work a little hard. You're going to have those sleepless days. You're going to have blood, sweat, and tears. But it's all part of the process.
And it's different.
Yes.
It's just something different about it when you work smarter. You're working hard in one sense, but working smarter opens the door to your working hard in a different kind of a way.
Yes.
That's the key.
Yeah, because again, like I said, I can understand other people's, you know, look, if that's what you want to do, you like to work hard, and you like to wear it as a badge of honor. You know what I mean? Oh, I work hard to the point. You know, you could continue doing that. But I'm not on this planet just to work hard. I'm on this planet to do other things.
Absolutely.
And it's going to take work to do it, but it's not just here to work hard. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Endlessly, blindly working is not going to get us anywhere. As we can see, it hasn't gotten anybody anywhere.
Absolutely.
So, but you got to put in work. You know what I mean? You got to establish yourself. Not everybody's a business person or entrepreneur, but still work smart. You know, if you work for a company, you work for somebody, you know, play that three-dimensional chess. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in the politics of work or the politics of life. It's all training. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And once you learn how to checkmate people in your life, I love it. I have something I call the checkmate game. Okay? When somebody comes into my life with a lot of BS, I checkmate them. And goodbye. You know? Because people will come at you with a whole lot of nonsense, and then they think that you're dumb enough to buy into it. I'm not the one.
Right.
I can see you, I can hear you, I can sense you, I can hear what you're not saying.
Yeah.
And I think that freaks people out sometimes, but that's why I am very particular about the people in my life. Other people I'm around are like me. They can sense what I'm not saying. I mean, sometimes it's almost like telepathy. We can read each other's mind. I say it's a very elementary form of telepathy, but we've achieved that level of greatness in terms of our evolution as people.
Yes.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing, evolving, not being stifled because we're afraid. We've been conditioned to be afraid. We've been conditioned to do this as opposed to that. We've been conditioned to behave in ways that are counterproductive to our evolution as members of the human family.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's part of the whole entire process.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That is the process. And, you know, again, like I said, I just like to, you know, stay on that path to the things that have to be done, because I don't look for anybody. I'm not one of those people that look for people to do anything. You won't see me in the streets talking about give us this, give me that, because I'm not interested in giving somebody power to give me anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I give that to myself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm not in the business of asking anybody for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now look, I take advice. You know what I mean? Because advice is something, that's one of the only things I'll probably ask for. You know what I mean? Is some advice. But when you're talking about, look, I don't need anybody to do anything for me. I just would like to have a unified collective effort to push forward to achieve greater things for more people than myself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we've done throughout the years.
Absolutely.
Is we've done so many things before Sister Chat, before Genesis, before everything. There were times you helped me, Mom, when I couldn't help. You know what I'm saying? There were those days where we helped each other and went through so much stuff that we built this bond that, is unbreakable.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And, that's why this is the type of teams you want to build. Are people who are going to, you're going to have your good days and your bad days. You're going to have times where, but that's all part of the process.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're there to kind of shape each other up.
Absolutely.
There's times you shape me up, and times we've shaped each other up and made some great progress. And look at where we've come. Look how far we've come.
Oh,
and there's so much more to go.
And there's so much more to go, and it's such a fabulous journey when you have people in your life who are on the journey with you. Some people think they're afraid to tell people this. They're afraid to open up here. I mean, I've had people stab me in the back, but that doesn't make me afraid to open up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continuously open up. I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful the next time, but I'm not going to be afraid to make certain moves because somebody stabbed me in the back. I'm not going to live, I tell people, I live a God-centered life, not a fear-based life.
Yeah, none of that fear.
I don't get out of bed in the morning before I pray, which is the time I talk to God, and meditate, which is the time I shut up, and I let God talk back to me. I'll say, God, okay, what's on the agenda today? What am I doing today? Sometimes God said, not a thing. Today is rest day. Because God knows what's going on inside my body better than I do. There's something going on, I may need some rest. Maybe I'm feeling overwhelmed or really tired, I need some rest. So when you learn to listen and you learn to be obedient to that God-centered voice within yourself. It ain't in the sky. And no pie gonna come from the sky, okay?
Right.
You guys want to believe that? I'm not gonna stop you from believing it. Go right ahead. But my pie has always come from within me.
Yes, that's where God is.
Because of that connection to God, that direct, intimate connection to God that gives me that day-to-day understanding of the who, what, when, where, why, and how-tos of my journey.
Yeah.
And I love it. So when I get out of my bed in the mornings, I have some sense of what I'm supposed to be doing that day. And I'm good with it.
And you're like you said, you're hardwired to God.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Already.
There's no like middleman, there's no this, there's no, no, you're hardwired to God, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, when you get up, meditation is receiving, praying is asking, you know what I'm saying? And I like the way you put that because that is basically what it is. You got to get quiet for God to speak to you.
Absolutely.
You can't have a lot of noise going on in your head. You can't have a lot of judgment going on. You can't be having all that stuff because you won't hear it.
You can't have a lot of inner hate going on, inner turmoil going on, because they're in the spirit realm. When you pray and meditate, you're going into the spirit realm. And in the spirit realm, there are a lot of spirits there, so you got to understand which spirit speaking to you is the Spirit of God. There's the spirit of anger, there's the spirit of doubt, there's the spirit of hatred, there's the spirit of confusion, insecurity. These are all spirit energies that will attempt to communicate with you over God's voice. But you know what? I found that when God is speaking to me, there is such a level and sense of comfort and relaxation and peace. Like even if God says something to me and I'm like, what? I know that it's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if, you know, I may question it because, you know, I was saying to someone today, I said, you know what a lot of church people's problem is? They say that God's way is not man's way, but they don't understand what that means.
Mm-hmm.
So if God tells them to do something, they'll say, oh, that's impossible. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they let that spirit of doubt take over
Mm-hmm.
and consume their lives.
And reap the rewards.
And reap the rewards, exactly. You
That's
know?
it. Because
So
you can't get mad at the. It's like this is another thing I have. You can't get mad at the maggot or the vulture for picking on a carcass.
Absolutely.
If you're a carcass, that's what you're going to surround you is maggots and vultures and all kind of other creepy things.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And predators galore.
Exactly.
The predators are laying for those of you who don't have a right and tight connection to God.
And you got to be entitled to that. You got to entitle yourself to that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no man is going to entitle me to God. I can't put me. There's no middleman between me and the universe
Absolutely.
and the energies that create me.
Absolutely
You
not.
know, advice is good. You know, help is good, but nobody's in between that. You know, it's a direct connection. Like I said, I'm hardwired to the universe. I'm grounded in this earth and the things that have to, you know, and the things,
Absolutely.
the elements here.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I'm just a product of the universe itself, and I know that. I know none of this belongs to me. The only thing that belongs to me is the deeds I do and the way I treat people.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
You don't own nothing else.
You don't own nothing else.
You don't own your body, your time. You don't even own your time on earth. Your time can come at any time.
Absolutely.
So, you know, the only thing you own is the legacy, like Miss Wright said, Cornelia Wright said, leave your legacy. What's your legacy?
What is your legacy?
When you walk out this room, how do they remember you? When you walk in a room, how do people receive you? You know what I'm saying? When you connect with somebody, even for a few seconds, what is the impression you left on them? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That is where I'm coming from.
And
You know
don't
what I mean?
allow the traumatic things that are going on in your life to consume you. You know, back when I was a kid, I saw a movie that was called The Blob. I think they made a remake of
Oh,
that.
I love that movie.
And, you know, you don't let people blob over your life. You know, just consume it with their own craziness, their own weaknesses, their own fears. Because when you do that, you do yourself and the world a disservice. A grave disservice.
Yeah. And again, like I said, you know, me as I live my life, like you were saying before, like, you know, if you see me and you're a real person, you're going to realize that I'm not the person you can pull the wool over me, you're going to run no game on. You're not going to do any of that stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't mean I'm not invincible, like there are things, but I'm saying the average person, you're not going to get over on me with no crap. So just like save that and just do something deedful. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I can sense, again, like you, I sense people's character. I'm good at that. To sense that, you know, what they're made of, their intentions, what they're doing most of the time.
And more you evolve spiritually, not religiously.
Yeah.
Religion and spirituality are two
separate things.
The more you evolve spiritually, the more powerful you become. You can sense. I can sense and see and read people's aura and energy, and I understand whether or not they should be in my sacred space or not. And if not, I'm going before they even get too close.
Right.
You know? So spirituality is a powerful tool, but you've got to know how to evolve spiritually so that you can develop those natural, innate, God-given senses that each of us have been given.
Yeah, and you can do it simply by tuning into Sister Chat, by tuning into Building Greatness, by being on Genesis Radio. Like, these are the elements that are going to help you grow that. And I'm not playing. I'm serious.
Absolutely.
You know, because this is substance here. This is not watered down. This is not filler. This is not, you know, let me pack with a whole bunch of corn to make it big and plumpy. No.
Absolutely.
This is all 100% organic. You know what I'm saying? And this is how we are receiving. When, again, like I said, if it wasn't for Sister Chat Nation, I wouldn't even be on this mic. I started on Sister Chat Nation. You know what I'm saying? And now they are providing platforms for a lot of other people to grow. And now we have different platforms to exist on. You know, we have Genesis Radio, we have 96.7, we have all kind of ways we can reach the people.
And starting next month, I have a column that's coming out on in one of our local magazines. It's called Stroudsburg Neighbors, and the first article is entitled "Don't Eat the Garbage." So for those of you who are here in our area, you want to try and reach out to Stroudsburg Neighbors magazine to get yourself a copy. I understand that they're not placed in locations. They are sent to your home, and they are free. All you have to do is get on their mailing list.
Yeah, well,
So
I'm gonna get on that mailing list because I want to get a copy.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
We're working on getting a copy because we were in the Stroudsburg Neighbors magazine
Yeah,
in September.
we were in the September magazine article of Stroudsburg Neighbors. So next Building Greatness, I'm gonna bring it out, and I'm sure Sister Chat they're gonna bring out. We're just gonna show everybody like this is the second, third, or fourth time I've been again. Been on something because of the fact that, the exposure that you helped me and assisted me getting there, and I'm really appreciative of that. And we're going to keep going. Like, we're not stopping it. We're going to be on TV.
Absolutely.
We're going to be everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
We are Sister Chat Nation.
Yeah.
We're going global.
Global.
Okay?
You hear me?
We're Sister Chat Nation. We are going to be not only local, but we're going to be global. And I think that for those of you out there who are listening and who are saying, wow, I need to connect on that level, hey, we're not trying to keep it to ourselves because we're not here to hoard wisdom. We're here to spread wisdom so that others can evolve and grow and become their very best.
Yeah. So join Sister Chat Nation. Find out all the information. We're going to be putting information on that. It's out there. You got a group of women, ladies who will make it happen, and they are so diverse, so many diverse minds, so many diverse people. There's room for everybody.
Absolutely.
So check it out. Don't forget. And when do y'all come back on Genesis Radio?
We will be back next. We will be back live next Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
and we'd like you to tune in. We'd like you to listen. We'd like you to call in. We'd like you to grow and evolve with us because it is such an incredible journey we're on, and we're doing it together. We're not doing it singularly. We're doing it as a unified body of people who understand that evolution is God's plan, not stagnation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to thank all the people for tuning in. I want to thank Dutchie Bang. He's in the back making it happen. You don't see him, but he's there. I want to say Terry P., please get well. We praying for you.
We love you, Terry.
We love you, Terry. We got prayers going out to you. Stay strong. I expect to see you. You got to drive the ship, man. Come on, man. We need you back here.
But don't get back here before the doctor gives you the okay?
That's
because
right.
that's very important. We tend to think that we okay and we can do what we want to do. No, we have got to do the right thing in order to produce the right outcomes.
Absolutely. And I want to thank, like I said, Dutchie Bang. I want to thank Cornelia Wright for calling in, Lady Sensei, Odette Russell, Diana Atley, Tina Brown, all the supporters. I want to thank Holly Kern, Sarah Katz, Michelle Townsend, Tracy, Valina, Georgina Sibbering, and then we got Cal about to come on with the grind.
All right.
So I got to pull up out of here before he pull me out of here. So I got to go. There you go.
Never that. We're family.
Oh, you hear
We
that?
are
He said we family. So, I like that. Because
Hello.
Cal is
That's
the
what
man.
it's all about.
Okay? We got to let him come on with the grind. All right? Thank you for tuning in. Love y'all all. Don't forget Building Greatness, Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you.
You're welcome, baby. Mwah, my pleasure.